Your court television news starting now.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a breaking news announcement from the NJCourts TV news channel. I am your host, NJCourts, and welcome, my friends, to what should be a brief but very informative update. As you saw in the thumbnail, this is going to have to do with today's scheduled sentencing hearing for Trina Golden. Pretty much what we've all been waiting for. If you've been following this case from the beginning till the end here, you're very well aware of what has happened. She was found guilty of all three charges that were filed against her by a jury of her own peers. And she's filed a few motions. One was to, well, let's see here. I know the most recent one was to withdraw her recent attorney, which we know was approved. But there was a motion for a new trial, which was denied based on the notes that we had read on our previous update. So I think it's safe to say that at this point, the sentencing period should be the next pretty much phase with Trina Golden, where she's therefore sentenced and then goes to jail to serve her sentence. That's what we would think, right? But something has happened today. So I have that news to inform you on. I'm going to let the notification go out just for the next few minutes. While we're waiting for that to go out, I'm going to say hi to all y'all in chat. Looks like you all are busy with some conversations amongst each other, which I always welcome, and the reason why I love this community in this chat. You guys are awesome. But I want to say good afternoon, Tom Space. Whoa, that's a new first in chat name. Not one of our traditional first-timers in the chat. So Tom Space taking the number one slot today, followed by Darwin. Good afternoon. Then we have Cesar in third, with Sunshinery coming in fourth. You guys are hilarious. But good afternoon, everybody. What up, Cat Crazy? What up, Madame Star? What up, Sunshinery? What up, Cesar? What up, Darwin? What up, Tom Space? Let's see here. I don't know if I said what up, Madame Star, but just in case I didn't, what up, Madame Star? What up, God's Traggett? This is in Kansas, specifically Johnson County is in Kansas, but this is was heard in Olathe, Kansas. That's where the court was, the district court. Good afternoon, Pamela Week at 1976. Can't forget that. Going down the line. Good afternoon, Sicilian. Good afternoon, Pry. Gold Girl, good afternoon. Good to see all the members of the jury. What's up, Candy Kiss 33? Good to see you. Good to see you, Hypervigilance 1. We've got Bob in chat. What up, Candy Cane? And we've got Devil Saint. All right, we made it to the bottom. So I think we've given enough time for the notification to go out. As always, this broadcast will remain up, so shout out to my replay gang that might be catching this later. Like I said, don't have really much anything to talk about except for what happened today, so let's just get right to it. What I'm going to do is share with you the court notes. I did try my best, again, as I always have the last few times or attempts, to try to see if I could get into this hearing. Now, I got in. Okay, it was held, they allowed a Zoom. They actually had Zoom access to it. It was, obviously at a real courthouse, but for whatever reason, you could attend Zoom. You could attend it through the Zoom application. So I actually this time was able to get in. So I was actually in I guess you could call it the lobby room or the virtual courtroom. The only thing is at the time that they went ahead and started with the whole proceeding of today's hearings, they went ahead and booted off anybody that was just a guest. So I guess for whatever reason, they weren't allowing anybody that had labeled themselves as a guest. You had to have some type of first and last name put on there, and you had to be a person that was supposed to be of some type of reasoning to be attending, although the public is always welcome. So still kind of don't understand that whole gray area with the Zoom hearings. But either way, I did try my best to see if I could bring that to you through a video. I even tried calling on you can even through, if you don't have, like, for example, the Zoom application on your phone or on your computer, they even have a way you can call in and access the hearing that way. You can't see anything. You can just listen to audio. Even tried that, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to get through. But they do have court notes. They were updated, so I can read those, and I can update you as far as what the notes say. Now, I am going to be looking further into this case because there are some things that have come up, and based on the notes that we're going to be reading together, I'm still trying to understand things. So I'm probably going to be just as new to a lot of the information I'm going to be reading here in a second, just as you are. But again, I will do my best to see if I can get some further info. That way I can get you more complete of an update. All right. So for right now, all I can do is just read the court docket notes. I also am going to verify. There was a comment posted. Somebody had mentioned that they thought that Trina Golden had been released or she was already out of custody. Not sure where they saw that as of just 5 minutes ago. And I'll together, we're going to do this again. But I logged into what is it? Johnson County inmate search online tool they have. And I was able to do a search, and she's still showing in custody. Now, I know it takes time to be released and all that, but they would usually show that she's going to be released, and I would have thought they would have said something in the notes. So I'm not sure if that person just assumed that based on what they read, and that's why I kind of want to read this together with you. And like I said, I'll do my best to kind of clarify some things if you guys are a little confused. But again, I'm not too even certain myself on some of these things because they're just little short notes. All right. So what I'm probably going to do next is see if I can get in contact with somebody again, like I did previously at the actual district attorney's office tomorrow, and get an update through the phone like I did last time when we found out the information about those motions that had been filed. So I'm going to most likely do that tomorrow morning. So I'll probably have an update. I don't think I'll go live unless there's some other breaking news, but most likely we'll post any other updates through the community tab. So just keep an eye out for that, assuming I can get through to them tomorrow and they're able to give me a better detailed explanation of as to what may be going on with what we're going to be reading on the notes. Oh, shoot. We got about 200 people in chat. I'm sorry. Let me get going with the broadcast. And again, I apologize. You guys know I try my best to see if I can bring you the video. Hell, being that they've postponed or pushed our sentencing hearing till December, maybe we're looking to making a trip back to Kansas. Won't be our first time. Be our second time going to Kansas. I remember we went to Kansas. We got invited by one of our guests and one of our mods, by Dawson, as a matter of fact, to go visit the Sally House, which actually was just around the corner. I think last year we went around Halloween time. So, but we'll see about that. Again, not promising anything, but unfortunately, the last kind of conversation, if you even want to call it that I had with the judge that's hearing this case, they pretty much said that was the only other option available, was that we were more than welcome to sit in the hearing. But unfortunately, there was, I think on the one that I talked to her about, she had said that it wasn't going to be available through Zoom. So that's why they said you're more than welcome to attend the hearing if you want. But the sentencing hearing, if, for example, I can't make it physically, what I can do is see if I can put in a request. If it's going to be held through Zoom like it was today, or at least have Zoom access, I'll see if they'll let me access it through the sentencing hearing, and I'll put in the request to see if I can record. I have done it before. Now, the only reason they denied it was because they said they weren't doing it through Zoom. Okay, but they didn't say I couldn't. They just said that hearing they weren't doing it through Zoom, that I had to be there physically. But we'll see about this next sentencing hearing. So I already kind of broke a little bit of the news. Yes, she doesn't appear that she was sentenced today. It appears that they postponed or pushed that sentencing hearing to December. Get your pencils and paper out, pens and paper out. I don't think anybody uses pencils anymore. I do. It has been rescheduled for December 5th at 3 p.m. Same division, Division 9, with the same judge that she's been in front of these last few hearings. So let's go to those court notes. Thank you guys for your patience. All right, let me get those pulled up. Let's read those together. All right. Oh, this is an old one here. Let me go back over here. All right, here we go. Make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Excellent. All right. So let me scroll to the top here. What I'm going to do is read the notes that came out for today's schedule. It was supposed to be a scheduling hearing. We'll read them together, and then we'll have a little chat about it, okay? And when I do that, I'll make sure that I'm in the actual chat box. So if there's any questions, I can make sure and try my best to answer those for you. But for right now, if you have any questions, just hold them till I'm off of this screen, because you guys know I'm just going to be, I can't, unfortunately, I don't got those eyes that I can, do this. So I'm just going to be reading the notes, but once I'm done, I'll go back to chat so I can see if there's any questions or if there's anything I need to clarify. So here we go. Here's the notes for those that may not be able to read them already. All right, so let's start with the first note from today. This is the scheduled sentencing on December 5th at 3 p.m. note. That's the one I'm highlighting here. And just to confirm that, when we go to the calendar, you can see that they've scheduled that here under court date, December 5th, 3 p.m., Division 9, sentencing. Okay? So let's go back to that note. Next note. Count 1, 21-5430, open parentheses, C, close parentheses, open parentheses, the number 2, close parentheses. And if you're unfamiliar with that charge, that's this one right here that you see. That was for the distribution of drugs leading to a death. So let's go back to the note. So it reads, plaintiff appears by Olson and Obermeyer. Defendant appears in custody with attorney Brunkhurst in person. Screen ordered for therapeutic community. Weapon release NA continued by defense. Defendant ordered to personally appear at next court hearing in person. Okay? So again, let me just read that one more time. Plaintiff appears by Olson Meyer. That's the two district attorneys. Defendant appears in custody with attorney Brunkhurst. So remember, her private attorney withdrew, and then they went ahead and reassigned her original public defender. And remember, I didn't know what happened. We were talking a little bit about that. We weren't sure if maybe there was some, just disagreement between the two about something, or who knows. But for whatever reason, the judge did approve the withdrawal and allowed her private attorney to withdraw, and then they assigned the public attorney or public defender, that she had previously at the start of this whole case. Okay, so defendant appears in custody with attorney Brunkhurst in person. Screen ordered for therapeutic community. Weapon release NA continued by defense. Defendant ordered to personally appear at next court hearing in person. All right, so I was able to look up what this therapeutic community is, okay? As a matter of fact, we're going to read that next. I'm going to refer to their website. It's pretty much kind of like a drug court program that they offer in Kansas, okay? Now, here's where the confusion is coming, right? People are saying, well, why are they ordering pretty much this therapeutic community? They're talking about something about a weapon release, and then they've pretty much rescheduled their sentencing hearing for December. I think this has to all do with, remember, we talked about it the last update, that they also had for this same date, her probation revocation hearing. Okay. I'm not going to be certain on any of this until tomorrow, if I can get through to the district attorney's office there in Olathe, Kansas. But I have a feeling, and here I'm going to show you this really quick. We're going to jump over to one of her other charges. These are one of the past ones, okay? They're still showing as open cases. I have a feeling that she revoked the probation that she was given as a sentence on one of these previous charges, and that this has to do with that probation revocation. Okay, I think they handle that today. And I think on December, what did we say, the 5th, is when they're finally going to do the sentencing for the charge that she was just most recently heard on and found guilty on, or 3 charges, but the most serious one, the one that they're talking about here, count 1, 21-5430, is the distribution of drugs leading to a death, okay? Now, let me show you another thing here. We're going to jump over to one of our other cases, and I'm going to show you the notes now, because they read the same thing, but I want to show that to you so you can see kind of what I mean by why I think this has to do with that, because not only does it read the same thing, but it changes the count. The charge reflects on that case, okay? It's not going to be the current count or charge that we just read now. So hopefully I didn't confuse you there. So let me just jump over to this other case, and hopefully that'll start to make sense. So let's just go to this one here. This one's showing open still on the top right-hand corner. Go to case history. Actually, this one says the same thing, but this is not the one that I wanted to refer to. Let me go to this one here. All right, yeah, this is the one that was from 2020. Let's go to case history. So let's read this here. Same thing. Count 1, except for the count changes. Count 1, 21-5706, open parentheses, C, close parentheses, open parentheses, 1, close parentheses, which let's see which charge that's now reflecting. That looks like this right here. This was for a felony possession charge. And it looks under the drug, shows AMPH. So I guess that's short for amphetamine. Now, what's weird is this shows that that was dismissed. So maybe because she revoked her probation, they're just gonna not, what's the best word to, I guess, say? I guess they could, I mean, because she's broke the probation on that, technically, they don't have to go back to the original, deal that they did with her, which in this case was some type of probation, which obviously revoked. I think that's why they're possibly getting her assessed for what is this right here, called therapeutic community. Okay. And again, it reads the same thing, except the charge was different. So it says plaintiff appears by Olson and Obermeyer. Defendant appears in custody with attorney Brunkhorst in person. Screen ordered for therapeutic community. Weapon release. NA continued by defense. Defendant ordered to personally appear at next court hearing in person. All right. Same thing that we just read, except the charge reflects the previous charge that she was facing in 2020. And I believe that's where she was given probation, and that's what she revoked when she was going through these most recent charges having to do with the one distribution of drugs leading to a death. And that's why I think they've ordered this therapeutic community screening or something like that. Let me read to you now what this therapeutic community is. All I did was just Google search therapeutic community Kansas, and this is what came up. So this is out of the Johnson County website. Let me just make sure you guys can see this. And let's read this together. Let's see what this therapeutic community is all about. It says, the purpose of the therapeutic community, TC, is to increase the opportunity for success of adult felony offenders in an intensive long-term residential treatment setting. The therapeutic community opened its doors at the Adult Residential Center in February 1998. This 6-month drug treatment program is designed for offenders who have extensive drug abuse and criminal histories. The TC program is licensed to serve 50 clients. The TC serves both male and female populations sentenced by the Johnson County District Court. In addition to the many services and activities provided by community volunteers, on-site mental health counseling is available through licensed TC staff, as well as a crisis counseling through Johnson County Mental Health. And then they have, for more information, how to contact them. So again, just on that one paragraph, it says it's designed for offenders who have extensive drug abuse and criminal histories. Well, that's why I'm saying I think this has to do with the probation revocation, because that probation was given on a charge that had to do with drug possession and drug usage. Okay? That's why I'm just guessing. Again, I can't confirm this. Hopefully I will tomorrow. But this obviously wouldn't be the type of sentencing they'd give to somebody that was found guilty for, distribution of drugs leading to death, and then 2 other charges. I think it was a felony charge. I think all 3 of them are felonies. I got it. Let me just verify that really quick. You see what I'm saying? I hope you guys are kind of following me a bit. I know I'm very confusing and that sounded confusing, but hopefully some of you can understand what I was trying to relate. But let's see here something. Oh, yeah. So, excuse me. Actually, hold on. I was reading the wrong case here. Let me go to charges. All 3 of them are felonies. So the distribution of drugs leading to death's a felony. The use of communication facility, she had 2 counts of that. Both of those are felonies. And she was found guilty on all 3. Okay? So that's what I'm saying is they wouldn't sentence somebody to a drug court. Well, in this case, they call it the, what do they call it again? Therapeutic community program. I don't think they'd sentence you to that based on those being guilty on those 3 felonies. I think they would send you something like that to serve your probation revocation as your kind of, your sentencing for that. But again, I'm not too sure until I confirm, just the little basic note we read. Now, anywhere did I see anything about her being released. As a matter of fact, before I jump back into chat, let me do this. We're together here on the JohnsonCountySheriffs.org website, and we're going to do a search for Trina just so that I can show you. And I'm going to show you, I'm doing the search for currently in custody, that she still is in custody. Now, again, maybe they'll release her later today, but I didn't see anywhere that said she was being released. I think where that person may have been confused was they saw that information having to do with that, I keep wanting to call it drug court, which is just like therapeutic community program. And maybe they assumed that that's what, she was getting released because they thought she's going to this program, which even reading based on what we read, it sounds like that program is an in-house residential program, meaning that they have to be at like a center. So they're being monitored 24/7. So I even if they release her to that program soon, I don't think she's going to be released on her own. But I have a feeling, again, that, to summarize everything, that what we read and everything that happened today had to do with the probation revocation. They may have ran out of time. Maybe something came up and they decided to finish the sentencing portion to sentence her to the 3 charges she was just found guilty of by a jury on this December date. What did we say? December the 5th. Oh, yeah, we were doing the inmate search. Sorry. So there she is. Let me make sure you guys can see. So she's still in custody, and it shows her, just to show you that this has been updated, it does show you her next court date and time, December 5th, 3 p.m. So still showing a bond amount of $750,000 for one charge, $25,000 for another charge, and $25,000 for a third charge. Total of $800,000, or 10% of that is what, $80,000 to get her out. So I don't think she's going to get released, but hey, don't quote me on that. But based on everything we read together, I didn't see anything stating that. All right, so now that I'm done with all that, let me get out of that and join you guys in chat. So what do you guys think? Do you think that sounds about right? Am I smoking that? I mean, I guess it's safe to say for sure. We know she's got a sentencing hearing again on December 5th. It's safe to say as of right now, and mind you, it's 4:25 in Kansas. They had her hearing at 1:15. So it's been, say they ended at 2. It's been about 3 hours. But as of right now, she's still in custody. Excuse me. And it appears that they're, handle the probation revocation stuff today. Again, let me work on it again some more tomorrow. All I could do today was just read the notes together with you. I wish I could have actually, at the very minimum, I was hoping that I could just talk to the judge and just see if I could sit in. Obviously, if I was doing it through the phone, there's no way I'm recording. I can record audio, but that's not going to be any good use to me. I mean, I guess it could be, but everybody wants to see the video. That's what the judge doesn't want to be released unless you got their permission. So I was just hoping they were going to let me take some notes, so I could at least knew exactly what happened. But it's still public information. They might not have it up as notes available for us to see now, but certainly doesn't mean that I can't call again like I did before the district attorney's office tomorrow for Johnson County and just have them give me an update over the phone. Monique's comment. Let's see. Where's Monique at? Monique! NJ, it was me who broke the news. Dye's been released to the community halfway house. No restrictions on weapons required. Thank you. So, who's Dye's? Dye's been released to the community. Halfway house. So you're saying she's been released to a halfway house. She's not released out on her own. And also, where did you get the news? Were you actually sitting in the courtroom? I'm not trying to interrogate you, but I'm just trying to get some background here. Oh, thanks, Sunshinery. Sorry. And has she been released? And if she has been released to a halfway house, does that have to do with their probation revocation? Because why do they still have a sentencing hearing scheduled? That's where I'm just kind of confused a bit. That's why I'm just wondering where you got your information from. I got my pointing stick now. You guys know where this is from? I got big pointing sticks. I got a bigger one. But either way, I will get you guys an answer tomorrow. Okay? But thank you, Monique. So we've got a few bits of information. We got to either confirm or make sure, see what is really going on. So according to Monique here, and this is the individual that had the comment that I was relating you guys earlier about. This is, I guess, the person that I left that. According to them, they're saying that she's been released to a halfway house. Okay, but Monique, where did you get your information from, though? Are you basing this because of the note that we all read together, or were you actually at the court? Where did you get to listen in? That's my last question. Then I won't bug you anymore. Where did you get your information from? And while we're waiting, some other news that's not really related to this court hearing, but kind of related to some of the other court news we've talked about. Have you guys seen just recently, and again, I don't think they've unsealed the indictment yet. They just announced the news last night. They are going to be filing a federal indictment against the mayor of New York City. The mayor that gave, I think a year ago, a key to the city to the now being currently indicted by the feds, Puff Daddy / P. Diddy Combs / Diddy / whatever. A lot of people are saying that it may have to do with, the fact of the relationship together. Other people are saying it doesn't have to do with that because he was already being investigated about other corruption stuff going on. I'm not too familiar with this mayor and, any previous news with him and, any corruption stuff. I'm not from New York City, but he is going to be indicted. I'm just wondering if it really does have anything to do with this whole P. Diddy relationship that they had as friends, and what's being maybe said to the feds. Who knows? But we're going to soon find out more information. But just breaking news in case you didn't know. All right, let's see if I got an answer still. I know Trina since day one when she started streaming. Okay. I told you, Jasper. Okay, I still didn't get an answer, though. What up, Zen? All right. Well, not important. I appreciate you filling us in. I'll verify either way. I'm going to make a call tomorrow. Not saying you're lying or anything. Just saying I just need to know where your source is from. I don't even know who you are. But Jasper told me. Okay, Jasper. So who is Jasper? And unfortunately, I'm not going to take that as information that I will say is factual because I don't even know who Jasper is. So I'm gonna just be making a call. She has been answering. There's a lot of you talking, so I have to scroll up. I may have missed it, but either way, I'll confirm tomorrow what's going on. Okay. All we can do is just go off the news that we can read together. That's the best way I'd go about it. So if you're going off of the NJCourts news channel, I'm reporting on today just off of what we read on the notes. Everything else is just my own personal assumption, my own personal opinion about what I think is going on. Now, until tomorrow, when I can say I officially, this is it, then, I'll say, hey, officially, I've been able to confirm that this is what's going on. I just, let me check. Hold on, Darlene. Sorry about that. Did you get my dono? Let me see if I can go up here and check. I don't think I saw anything come through on this end, but hold on. Let me check here, Darlene. I didn't see anything come on my phone if you did it through Cashapp or Venmo. If it's through YouTube, let me jump on the YouTube app. I don't see anything. So I'm sorry about that if YouTube's giving you some problems. But I did see this one just came through. Cat Crazy. Thank you so much. Cat Crazy gifting 5 memberships to the NJCourts members of the jury. So one, I want to say a huge thank you to Cat Crazy for gifting those 5 memberships of the jury and for all your continued support. And 2, I want to welcome our 5 new members of the jury. This gavel slam goes out to you. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them, ladies and gents. And I see that here where it shows me where if anybody does anything as far as donations through YouTube, there's a little section where it shows me. I don't see anything there, Darlene. But I appreciate it, and thank you for all your continued support. I'm sorry if you're having troubles. All right. Well, that pretty much covers everything I had to, talk about as far as with the Trina Golden sentencing hearing. I guess we'll just say to be continued. But the only other news I was going to share was just the fact that the New York mayor was just recently indicted last night. Actually, let's see if they've unsealed that indictment because it's killing me. I need to know what if it has to do with the Diddy stuff or not. That's pretty much all I care. Let's see. New York City mayor, NYC mayor indicted. Let's see. Indictment live updates. It says he's charged with bribery and wire fraud. All right, let's see what they got to say. Actually, let's go to the New York Times. Actually, no, New York. Actually, I do have a membership at New York Times, but let's just go to NBC News. So let's see what NBC News has to say. And I did just we just did get a donation here. Before I continue further, I'm going to definitely shout this donation out here. I want to say, let me open it up really quick. A huge thank you. We just got a $25 cash up from the Black Widow channel. Thank you so much, Black Widow channel, for all your continued support. And thank you for that $25 cash app. It just says from Black Widow. Usually you can leave a comment, but I didn't see anything. So thank you so much for your continued support, my friend. And this gavel slam goes out to you. You know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them, please. All right. I appreciate that. Again, thank you guys, everybody's support, everybody here as viewers, all the members of the jury, all my mods. Without any of you, it's like a team process. We wouldn't be here. We were not here reporting the news, okay? So I appreciate you guys in chat, okay? You guys let me know about leads, tips. You guys cross-check me, fact-check me a lot. Correct me when I'm wrong. Usually don't tell me anything when I'm right, but you'll correct me when I'm wrong. Just kidding. But again, I really appreciate everybody's support. Thank you. Like I've said before, and it's always continued on as long as this channel exists. All donations go right back into this channel. That's what helps brings this continued court coverage, whether it's, through audio, video, whether it's what we mostly prefer is going straight to the courthouse. A lot of these fun IRL trips that we do just kind of offset some of the negativity and the just toxicity that this channel covers a lot, is brought to you by your guys' kind donations, your guys' support as viewers, even the haters. Every time you come in, you count as a channel watch. That helps. When I got the ads on, which I usually don't, because I don't want ads running while you guys are listening to breaking news. Okay. I'd get paid through ads if I had it on from you guys. So even you haters coming in support the channel in a weird way. So, all right. Thank you guys. I appreciate everybody's support. Oh, we're going to read the article. Hold on. See, I get sidetracked easy. Let's read this together. I guess they have announced what he was indicted on. So am I sharing it already? Oh, I have to. Here we go. Add to stage. Here we go. I was like, why can't I see it? So it says, New York City Mayor Eric Adams charged with bribery and wire fraud in scheme spanning nearly 10 years. So far, it sounds like it has nothing to do with the P. Diddy case. The 57-page indictment accuses Adams of accepting illicit benefits from foreign business people and a Turkish government official in exchange for favorable treatment. I'm not going to read everything here. We'll just read the first two paragraphs. New York City Mayor Eric Adams received more than $100,000 worth of free plane tickets and luxury hotel stays from wealthy Turkish nationals and at least one government official in a nearly decade-long corruption scheme, according to a 57-page federal indictment unsealed Thursday. In return for free travel benefits and illegal campaign contributions, Adams performed favors for his foreign benefactors, including pressuring the New York Fire Department to allow a Turkish consulate building to open despite serious safety concerns, the indictment says. That's not cool. The alleged international pay-to-play scheme began after Adams became the Brooklyn borough president in 2014 and helped to underwrite his successful mayor campaign 7 years later. The indictment says it continued into this year, even after federal officers seized Adams' electronic devices and raided the home of his chief fundraiser, according to the indictment. This was a multi-year scheme to buy favor with a single New York City politician on the rise, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said at a news conference. And you know what? Those what is it? I think it's called the New York City Southern Borough. Anyways, those feds, these attorneys that are going after P. Diddy and after this mayor, they come from an office in New York City. Okay, that's pretty much known to take down these big wigs. And is known that pretty much when they do indict somebody, it's because they've just got a slew of evidence against that person, okay? Pretty much they're saying if you're indicted by their office, you're fucked, is what I'm trying to convey to you. But we'll see what happens. As they say, you're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. But just really shitty news to hear, especially when we got a presidential campaign coming up. Good Lord. All right. Oh, I did just see it, Darlene. Hold on. It just went through right now. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sunshine, for reminding me. So hold on, Darlene. I've got 2 of them. I got to shout you out for 2 super stickers. So I appreciate that. Looks like you've got a super chat. And if you want to say what you wanted to say, because it's just coming out blank, by all means, please say it in chat. And then we've got a super sticker. So I got to actually go to my chat here on the phone to see the super sticker. Oh, I see it. It's the lemon playing a Trump. Thank you so much for that $5 super sticker, Darlene Valenzuela. And I appreciate that $5 super chat that for right now is just blank. But I'm sure you have a lot to say, my friend. But as always, thank you for your continued support. I was going to give you a gavel slam with the TH with my my cannabis stick here, but let's grab the gavel. There it is. Let's get this out of the way here. This gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them, please. And spam them extra hard for those 2 donations from Darlene Valenzuela. As a matter of fact, here's a second gavel slam for you, Darlene. Sorry, I'm doing them super loud today. I just got that motivation. Sicilian says that's one office, don't play. Now, if not mistaken, oh, you just said, I was going to say, I think you've said before that you're from the East Coast. You guys want one last thing to share with you guys before I leave? Kind of off subject here. Oops, I'm not picking on any comments specifically. I'm just trying to take the comment off. Okay, let me show you what I've got. So for those of you that have been following my magical bean journey, it's what I've dubbed it, which is AKA the journey of my little tiny little THC little seeds that started from seed and then sprouted to a little tiny sprout, then sprouted to a little flower, well, not flower, but a little plant, and then got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now they're fully in flower and they're going to get ready. Well, I've already harvested 2 harvests. I got a big 3rd one coming up here in a month or less. But if you've been following me, we've done a couple of harvests. Most recently, we just did the harvest of what I've dubbed Franken bud, a very serious ass bud. I think we measured it to be about just under 2 feet long. Well, I've got good news about Franken bud. Franken bud actually dried up a little bit quicker than I expected. And although that may be bad in certain ways, it actually didn't turn out bad at all. I was expecting about a 6-day dry. It took about 4 days for Frankenbud to dry. Dried perfectly fine. No, as of right now, you've just got the very little bit of hint of the good skunky smell that should be coming up a lot better once I start curing it, which it's in the curing process now. But it has none of that hay smell that which is kind of what you don't want, especially if you let your stuff grow or dry quick. So let me show you how Frankenbud looks now that I've done a little bit of trimming and Frankenbud has had some time to cure. Oops, I just broke my stick. I was leaning on it. I guess that's telling me I need to lose some weight. All right. Get ready. Frankenbud also had some little brothers. Well, I guess you'd call them technically sisters. But I couldn't fit them all in the same bag, so I got 2 bags. So I got a big bag for Frankenbud. I think I even wrote his name on there. Yep. And then I got little Franks. So let's start off with the little Frankenbuds. Now, for this second harvest, I am still using the paper bag method to cure. For the third harvest, which is going to be my more serious and big harvest, that should be my best, like, quality and looking buds. Those I'm going to be using or curing in actual mason jars, and that one I'm going to be using an actual like not a tent, but it's going to be a controlled room that's going to have, you know, a humidifier in it. It'll have a fan. I mean, we're going to do it the right way. Not saying I haven't been doing it the right way, but I didn't get super professional with it, is I guess the way I'm trying to say. What up? I see you. Are you saying goodbye? Hello? But let me show you what I got. And see, no hay smell, and you can smell it's starting to give you. See, if you take these buds, like this is one right here, and you just do this to it, squeeze it a bit, you can smell the skunky smell. The curing process is what will eventually bring that out. But let me see if I can hold them all in my hand. I got quite a bit of ladies here. Now wait till I show you Franken, bud. Ah! I want to drop that on the floor. All right, here. But there's some of the little Franken kids. The camera here doesn't do it any justice, but they've been trimmed up. Now let me show you Franken, bud. And I have already used this process on my first harvest. This is how I cured it. See, you can see I started that cure on September 4th. That's the one that I ended not too long ago, as a matter of fact, and came out fantastic. All right, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. I feel like a drug dealer with these paper bags. Yo, man, you got the shit? I sure do. Exactly, and it's free. I mean, there is a little bit tiny of a smidget water bill. But the seeds were free. The love I gave it was free. Look at, even with all that abuse, none of the buds fell off of it. That's why you know it's dried perfectly. Just dried where it's not too dry, but it's not, you know, and not super moist, but moist enough where you squeeze it. It's got a little bit of some push to it. It did get a little bit of a curve, but that's because of the bag. I think we can safely, who's that? Does that remind some of you OnlyFans? If some of you ladies were OnlyFans members of Ski Mask, this might remind you of something else. Except it's a way, way smaller. I'd say it's like this part right here. Yeah, this is too big of an example, but the curvage is correct. But let's see if we can extend this. There you go. It's Frankenbud. See, that's why I called it Frankenbud. So see, after you take out all the little sugar leaves and stuff that trim the leaves, see all these little foxtails that grew out of it? Isn't that a gnarly looking bud? Frankenbud. Look at that thing compared to my head. And I have a big head. But yep. I mean, it's doesn't have, I would call it a neutral smell right now, but definitely no hay smell, which is my biggest concern. And like I said, when you break it up, oh, it smells fantastic. You smoke it. I've already tried some. Not from this, obviously. This I'm saving for Halloween. So should by Halloween, this thing should be smelling like a skunk. You know, when you open up the bag, woo! But right now, no smell. You can barely smell the little skunky smell. And with the curing smell, that should start coming out. All right, that's the Franken bud. I'm gonna put him back in his little. It was good. I had to open up anyways. You got to burp your bags twice a day. But I just hung it up like this to dry for about 4 days. Dried perfectly. Like I said, I was going for a 6-day dry. I probably could have extended to 5, but I think it was just perfect enough to start trimming, and now I've started the curing process. And good news, I think I'm based on the way the last 3 plants are going. I was scheduling or hoping or aiming at a harvest date of end of November. I think we're going to be able to actually cut it by 15 days. I think those bad boys are going to be ready. Not 30 days. I think it'll be. Let's just put it this way: it'll be 2 months. Usually you want to let them flower between 2 to 3 months. It'll be 2 months on October 15th. I was going to let it go to October 30th, beginning of November. Excuse me, not end of November. But I think we'll be able to harvest the last harvest mid-October. Again, it all just depends on those what do they call it? The trichomes. These ones, I left them. I pulled it. I harvest this at about 20% amber, 80% cloudy. The next one, these ones I got up now, I'm going to leave them probably closer to like a 50% amber, 50% cloudy, kind of like what Roofer had recommended to me. I was getting just a little bit scared about this bad boy because I know it had been sitting out for a while. And I was just afraid as how big this bud was that it was going to start getting, a worm in it. The worms love these big buds like this and start getting some of that, what do they call it? That bud rot. But knock on some wood. We're going to knock on this gavel stick. I just found 3 little buds that had some dry rot. I've removed them and I haven't seen anything else. So fingers crossed we won't have anything else. And the big buds that I have growing right now are looking good. No, if they had any worms in them, I've already removed them, and the worms luckily didn't do any dry rot. So, but thank you again, everybody that's helped me on this journey. I still have a lot to learn. This is my first year growing, period. We decided to do an outdoor grow, and I loved it. If I do another grow, definitely want to do outdoor again. Definitely want to try indoor for sure, but I appreciate everybody's advice, everybody's tips, tricks, everybody's support. I listened to some of it, some that I didn't. Some things worked out, some things worked perfect. Some of my stuff worked out pretty good that people were like, oh, it's not going to work. So I'll definitely, once we probably maybe the Halloween when we do like the official, debut of this, or maybe on a 3rd harvest, I'll probably do like a little kind of like a discussion to tell you guys what I think I did good, what I did bad, see what you guys think, get some feedback from you guys on the project, answer some questions you may have. But hopefully this project motivates and encourages a lot of you guys, especially beginner growers or people that have never grown before that are a little intimidated too. It was nothing but fun. It was for me fairly easy. A lot of patience, definitely. But it does pay off, man. I can't wait to roll this bad boy up. I'll tell you that. All right. And free. Can't beat free, right? All right. My phone's buzzing. Let me check the phone here and see if anybody's dropping me some messages here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Somebody was IG or DM me and said it looks good. I appreciate that. Woo! I was almost about to sit on the little Franken buds. But yeah, there's a little update on the old Franken bud. So Franken bud is now in the curing process. We're going to leave him there for 30 days. He should be ready for a premiere of being smoked on Halloween night. And looking forward to possibly doing a little bit of an earlier harvest than I was intending to on the last 3 ladies I have left. But either way, as long as they stay the way they are now, and we're just waiting for trichomes to change colors a bit, oh, they're looking beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, my friends. That's pretty much all I had for you. Just had the Trina Golden update. Had a little bit of, wanted to talk a little bit about the national news going on with P. Diddy and most recently the indictment on the New York City mayor. Now we know what he's being indicted for. Didn't sound like anything based on what I read had anything to do with the P. Diddy case, like some people were mentioning. But who's not to say that maybe other things may come up in the future. But I don't even want to make any allegations. Like I said, I just wanted to see if that had to do with it. Looks like it's not, and to be continued. Looks like for both those cases, it'll be to be continued. One little side note. They said that P. Diddy right now is not doing so well. He's not eating any of his food because he thinks people are going to try to poison him. I don't blame him on that one. That I don't blame. I would probably be a little bit paranoid too, especially after what happened to old Epstein, you know what I mean? But I guess supposedly he's not eating because he's afraid of being poisoned. So because he's not eating, he's starting to feel sick and he's not doing too well. So little side note there on Diddy. All right, my friends. Sicilian. Yeah, wait till my next harvest. It's going to be nuts, man. I can't wait to show you how many mason jars we fill up with that one. Woo! But you guys have a fantastic rest of your Thursday afternoon. For all my 9-to-5ers, tomorrow is Friday, so TGIF. Saturday's just around the corner. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's or this afternoon's broadcast. If there's any other breaking news having to do with the Trina Golden update, I shall break that for you. If it's something that doesn't, need much of as far as like a whole broadcast, I'll definitely just throw it on as a community post. But I will definitely get you guys an update tomorrow, if I can, on what exactly is going on with this whole Trina Golden, what case, why it was the sentencing was rescheduled, and what does this new kind of community program that they look like they're screening her to possibly be a candidate on is all about. Well, we kind of know what it's about, but is that having to do with the probation revocation, or is that really her actual sentence, which again doesn't make sense because they still got her sentencing hearing scheduled for December 5th. But I'll look into it. That way we can verify some of the information that we got today from some of the viewers. Thank you again, Monique, for sharing that. Again, I'm not trying to say what you were sharing was incorrect. Obviously, I need to be able to fact check that to be able to officially put that out as news on my channel. So that's all I'm going to be doing. All right, my friends, you guys again enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I don't plan on seeing you guys again this afternoon, so don't say I didn't warn you. Take those earbuds out or lower that volume, because keep your head on a swivel. Check that 6 every once in a while. Don't forget to love somebody. Please, 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 please. We need a lot of that. I almost lost faith on humanity this morning, but that's another story. I won't bother you guys with it. But, yeah, please take some time to love somebody. And NJCourts, because I love you guys, don't forget that, is officially out of here. Peace, guys. The dogs must be outside. I didn't get any backup on that one. Oh, well, you win some, you lose some. Just kidding. You guys have a great, safe rest of your Thursday afternoon. Hey, here comes Dobby. Hey, come up here. Oh, here comes Rio. Never mind. See, I knew my boys wouldn't leave me hanging. Take care, everybody. Peace, and have a great rest of your afternoon. Adios. Now you guys come, huh?